Hello you people out there, what is going on? This is your friend Bird coming fast with some more Paragon gameplay and some more Paragon 2 info. The Paragon 2 that is being made by Unleashed Games. Now before we get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to Nabori, aka Gamers Fitness Group. Most of the information in this video came from him as a source, and so I want to give him a shout out and link his video in the description below where he talked about this stuff. I just decided to make a shorter video for my audience in case you guys don't watch him. And why the hell are you not watching him? I mean, he was one of the original Paragon content creators. He came around just about the same time I did. His first Paragon video was 2 days before my first Paragon video, and he's been all about it ever since. So definitely go and subscribe to his channel. He's going to have a lot of juicy information about Unleashed Games Paragon 2. He is working closer with them than I am, so definitely go check him out if you are a fan of all things Paragon. Now, let's get into the information that he dropped and some older information that was covered earlier on, just so we can have a nice video talking about everything that we know so far about this game from Unleashed Games. So, this group has been working for about 3 months now on this game, and the team is made up of really good people. They're all either game developers previously, or they have good experience with the Unreal Engine. So we're in good hands on that case. There is no release date as of yet. It's still very, very early. There has been talk about multiple maps and multiple game modes. We've already seen a 2-lane map on Sylphin's channel, which I linked in my community tab as well. So there's definitely a 2-lane map, and you gotta expect a 3-lane map as per usual for MOBAs. So there should be multiple maps, and they've talked about multiple game modes as well. Now, we talked about a whole lot of PS4 stuff in one of my videos, but I do want to bring up one more thing that I forgot to mention in the other one, and it's completely accurate. And the biggest roadblock for that, for bringing Paragon 2 to PS4, is the fact that you gotta get a license from Sony. They have to approve of it, they have to like the game, and then you have to actually purchase a license to be able to put it on the PlayStation Store. So it's a little more complicated than we initially thought, or that I initially at least told you, because I forgot to say that part. Is kind of important. And so it's going to be a little bit harder than we might have expected to bring it to PS4, so don't expect it anytime soon, unfortunately. Now, there is a card system, and it is the Legacy card system. There will be a 6-slot card system, but it is different because there will be no affinities, and there will be a general item shop, as per usual, of more traditional MOBAs. So that is the biggest difference, in my opinion, from the original Paragon to this Paragon, is that there will be a general item shop. There will be no more deck building, which I guess a lot of people wanted that, but I liked building decks, okay? I liked it. That made me feel real smart when I knew that part of the game and other people didn't. It made me feel real good inside, but I guess we gotta get rid of that part of it. And you could also level up these cards in some sort of way. They'll probably won't have anything to do with PvP, maybe some PvE or some cosmetic differences, just like it was on Monolith, but we still have no idea what that currently entails. So one big thing that is completely 110% confirmed is that there will be no travel mode in the game. RIP travel mode forever and ever. Nobody wants it back. Some people liked travel mode, and they have their specific needs and wants for it to come back. I personally don't really care that much. I don't care if it's back. I don't care if it isn't. I'm going to adapt anyway because I'm a gold medal champion of the world, and that's totally accurate. It's really not that big of a deal, guys. I mean, come on, really? So it won't be in the game, but there will be other animations for certain abilities and characters. If they do start running or jumping or some sort of stuff, there will be separate animations for that, so you can still look cool, but just without travel mode. There will be no pay to win when coming to cards. That's really good. That's how it should be, just like it was in Epic's game, but skins will be paid for. This is quite obvious. It's a MOBA. That's how they make their revenue, because the game is scheduled to be free to play at launch. Now, not all Paragon characters will be in the final game, and that all depends on Epic Games. So they only have access to the released assets, including the heroes that were released in those assets, which, if you guys counted, were definitely not all 30 plus of the heroes, almost 40 of the Paragon heroes. So not everyone will be coming back. Now, that all, again, depends on how Epic Games decides to plan this in the future. Unleashed Games will try and get the assets from Epic so they can have as a complete of a Paragon roster as possible, but it is a very high probability that you will not see all of the original Paragon heroes in this game, which I expected from the very get-go, because that's what they talked about copyright, that they were only bound to the assets that were released. That's all they were able to handle. But they do plan on releasing new characters in the future. We'll have to wait and see how they incorporate it with the current Paragon roster, how they're going to get that lore to fit, how they're going to get the art style to be very similar and all that. I think it'll be okay. I don't think it's going to be too bad, but they do plan on releasing new characters, as well as redesigning the kits of some older characters. So you might see some changes in Countess's kit or Murdoch's kit or whatever. They have total and complete control over that, at least over the characters that have been released as assets. Now, they do plan on releasing a rank mode as soon as possible, but they plan on having a stable game first, which is kind of common sense. I mean, obviously, you don't want to have your most important game mode coming out until your game is kind of stable, although in Epic's case, that worked kind of backwards for them, unfortunately. I feel like they waited too long for that. But in the meantime, there will be an ELO-based matchmaking system, just like there was in the original Paragon. You're not going to have silvers playing with diamonds. You're going to have a general, like, internal MMR system that keeps track of how good a player is or how many wins and losses they have, and it'll kind of put you against similar people. Now, towers are actually going to do something. That's right, towers are actually going to do something. They have confirmed that the way they want towers to work is they want it to scale with damage the longer you are in the aggro field of the tower, which is how it was initially all the way back on Legacy, if you guys remember. That's how it was, where the longer you stay on the tower, the more the damage ramps up and the harder it's going to hit you. So you're going to have to juggle. It's called juggling the tower. You would have to juggle the tower between 2 tanks or so to be able to dive successfully. So it's not going to be as OP to be a tank in this game, hopefully. But we'll see. Now, harvesters are back. They showed harvesters in their map preview, so we know that harvesters are back. We don't know if they're going to function the exact same way, but we know that they're back. Physically back. Now, as for last hitting, there will be no more easy mode last hitting, just like there was in Monolith. It's going to be Legacy. So you're actually going to have to time it well. You're not going to wait for a red bar to pop up and shoot it. You're actually going to have to get good with last hitting like everybody wanted. That's how it should have stayed. I honestly don't know why they ever decided to change that. But, you know, Epic Games does what Epic Games does. And so they wanted to do that easy mode, noob-like last hitting for everybody, which, yeah, we know how that turned out. Now, for game feel-wise, it's going to feel, again, a lot like Legacy. That means attack speed, specifically, is going to feel like Legacy. You're not going to have machine gun twin blast unless you build specifically into attack speed only, like you had to on Legacy. The attack speed is going to be very similar to the gameplay you're seeing here. It's going to take a while to shoot between your autos and cast your abilities and all that, and I totally am okay with that. And something that I already covered previously in one of my videos is that their proof of concept video is coming in the next few months, and they will be receiving crowdfunding after they have shown a little bit of the gameplay and the game style, because they don't want to be that guy that takes your pre-order money and then gives you a completely different game than what you expected. So they want you to see the game first and then make a decision on whether or not they want your help in supporting their game when it comes to crowdfunding it. And that's about it that I have for all of this information. So, again, most of this information was taken from Nabori's video. Definitely go check that out. I made this video because I realized that some of the people who watch me might not watch him, or some people just want me to make a video on it just because reasons. I don't know. Maybe some of y'all have a weird fetish. I don't judge. I don't know you. You don't know me. Well, you know me, but you don't know me. No, you know me, homie. You feel me? But I think that's pretty much all the important information that has been released today. I mean, there are some little stuff like, oh, here is the history of Unleashed Games, or here is the code that they use for creating it. It's stuff that you guys probably do not care about. I think I covered a lot of important stuff. So again, is going to come to PS4, you know, our little song that we made together. We're going to put it up on iTunes and get a whole bunch of money. Just kidding. We're going to put it up on Spotify. And fucking Apple Music. There we go. That's what the cool kids use nowadays, is Apple Music. What the hell is iTunes? Nobody uses iTunes for music anymore. Come on now. Anyway, that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Tomorrow we're gonna be talking about Visionary games, and I'm also gonna make another video in the future talking about why I'm more excited for Visionary games game than Unleashed games game. And we'll talk more about that as well. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and enjoy the rest of this OG tank godlike Iggy and Scourge gameplay, just because I just love Iggy and Scourge, man. I love the legacy Iggy and Scourge so fucking much. Oh, good old card system. Bye bye.